Hello again, my name is Lindy Cowling and welcome again to my channel. You can't seem to keep me off camera at the moment. Just got so much stuff to share at the moment. My website is www.lindycowling.co.uk. Email is info@lindycowling.co.uk. I'm not in a position any longer to answer general questions via email. Email is just for kind of appointments and sessions only, or if you particularly want to share something. I can't really, due to the sheer volume, I can't really answer general emails except, you know, in kind of exceptional circumstances. And if you have emailed, apologies, I have a lot going on in my physical life at the moment, and also my priority at the moment has gone into the sharing, the more teaching sharing mode has become priority, so I'm focusing on that just at this moment in time. So the title of today's video is Countdown to point zero, or 0 point, countdown to point zero, the rose codes. This is something that I have been alluding to for a number of months. I brought out a video some months ago called, I think it was In the Name of the Rose, the Diana energy, and I was linking in and using the energy associated with the spiritual being that was Diana, Princess of Wales, Diana Spencer. Not so much with her personality, but with the spiritual being, you know, and what she stood for, and that compassion and that love. And there's been a couple of videos now also where since then I've mentioned information that I was getting on hitting point zero, and then things going to be condensed, squashed, stretched, pulled. That's us, that's this planet, and then hitting a certain point and it going poof. That's what I've actually done on camera. Again, you know, as a result of the last 24 hours, I'm having a lot of what we would call realizations. Realizations, and you know, when any of us have realizations, they're not just a conceptual thought. They're not just a concept in our mind. They are light bulb moments, but they cause a realization is a shift in the energy field. It's a realization that suddenly turns your whole perception of things upside down temporarily till you rebalance again, as you have a realization that causes shift within your energy field. Something unlocking, like certain codes unlocking, and then you have an awareness of something that you maybe had subconsciously or back there, you know, suddenly it will just go bang, 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 you know, and the whole field will shift as you fully recognize it and realize, you know, you come into your full embodiment of it, really. So in terms of what I'm going to talk about, you know, briefly today, what seems to be happening is, as we are counting down and we are being condensed, as I've said before, the pressure is really on, things are really speeding up. We can feel it within, we can feel it with it outside of us, you know, all in connection with the planet that we're on, the planet here as well, is that we are building up to a particular point, this particular point being when we hit zero. And when we hit zero, really this links in with the video I brought out yesterday about how we can, all the timelines that we're existing in as multidimensional beings, again, if what you think of as past lives or future lives, are all, we are coming to a point, the point that I described on camera before, where this happens, where it's like, I think what I'm describing is a weird thing for me to say, I think what I'm describing, Much of what I talk about is, in some ways, you would say it was a form of channeling, but I prefer not to channel and then share that before I've embodied it. I prefer to be the working, how can we put it, like a working model of it in action. So sometimes on camera you will see me, you know, and I'll morph and I'll change, and sometimes I'll look pretty chunky, pretty heavy. Sometimes I'll look thinner. Sometimes I will look, the pain will show in my eyes. Sometimes I will look full of illumination and full of energy and lit up like a Christmas tree. I prefer, when it's helpful and it feels right to do so, I prefer to show the human embodiment of us in action. I've said this many times on camera before, crawling through the minefield, crawling through the battlefield, hauling myself up through another revelation, another realization. I think the best way to share and teach is by experience, you know, by storytelling and sharing by the actual experience of it, because it's not just, it resonates with people more because they can feel where you're coming from, and they know that you know, and then that helps them to unlock and these codes to activate, and that helps them to move forward. It's a different level of sharing, and that's the way I prefer to do it. Not that there's anything wrong with channeling. There's some fantastic channelers out there doing amazing work, and that's obviously their role, to channel and share it as a channeled information, you know, sharing it that way. For me, I'm also a channeler. I've been a channeler for many, many years, and I'm fully capable and able to do that. And channel in some ways independent of me. At the moment it seems to be my role to share wisdoms via the human embodiment of them, the down on the ground, slap down on the physical ground, crawling through it all along with everybody else. That just seems to be the way it is, and actually that was one of my realizations that I had this morning, and that explains so much to me, and has actually made me, you know, it's a lovely realization to have. Anyway, what I'm talking about here, the counting down to point zero, is what I've kind of mentioned before. Is as we're speeding up, as things are condensing, as we are shifting and changing, is we are going to hit a point, and it's very fast approaching now, literally, excuse the pun, where we are going to come into, and I think what I'm describing here on camera, like I said before, because I was describing it before I fully understood what it was, but I knew it went, it's like when the atoms and particles, you know, creation, universal creation really rushes together, and then there's kind of explosion. I don't mean a physical explosion, I mean an explosion of energy, so within the cosmos, within the universe. And then I know that it then goes like this. Now this isn't flat, this is balanced, and this is everything having rushed together, then all does this, which is point zero, which is when everything has then come together, all the elements of our multidimensional being, all our timelines, everything then exists fully now. Now, we've had the conceptual awareness of this for many years. Many of us, we can all yada 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 talk about, yeah, live in the now, we must live in the now. We can be intellectual on it, we can be conceptual on it, but this is going to be the actual working template in action, like forever. It's not temporary, it's not gone. Just like the twin flame template comes in, has been anchored in as a model, a template of divine love, of divinity, of what partnerships, new relationships have the capacity to be, and that is being built upon and will be built upon by other millions of connections across the planet that are as a result of that template being laid down. Well, this 0 point where we come to now, we're coming to now, we then really fully embody, not just the awareness of, we embody the whole unit that we are really of a multidimensional being. And that awareness is going to cause huge shifts within us, and it means that when you know, those across humanity that plan to have children when they've reached this 0 point, and in the years that follow, it means then that those children will be born completely at point 0, which means that they are the full 100% recognition and embodiment of multidimensionality. And it is pure source. So they won't be growing up needing to learn about what they thought were past lives or timelines, because they will just be, that won't even be necessary. They will be the total knowledge, knowing, awareness, the knowing that they are source and all at once. It's an amazing thing. They won't have to go through the crawling through the grime thing that we've done, because they'll be born into that already, the new templating and the twin flame templating already down, so they're already connect automatically with people from a much higher state than we ever had the capacity to do, or we're only just relearning, remembering the capacity to do now. So it's very important and very exciting again, and amazing. And what's exciting for me is that the way I work and the way that my spirit works, and spirit works through me, and I think it really, that's obviously the way it's got to be for me, is I learn as I am going along, and I'm experiencing it and then sharing it. So they'll give me little, it's like clues to something, little pieces of the puzzle, and I will have what I could say the knowing on it, and know that that's correct, even though I can't see the whole puzzle. They'll give me 1 or 2 pieces, and I know those pieces are correct, but I can't see the rest of the puzzle. And then a day comes, it might be many months later or a year later or something, when suddenly the whole puzzle becomes apparent, and then it's one of those aha moments, and then there's this shift, there's realization, and it all comes together, all that rushing together, everything comes together again. And I've had a sequence of them in the last, this week has been exceptional actually, but the last few days, a sequence of them. Again, I've got 6 titles of videos I could be doing here. I've gone for the one again that I'm most animated about, excited about, passionate to share, because I have to be mindful of my own energy. It may seem that I'm just jabbering away, talking on camera. It's not like that. I'm working with energy. I am effectively channeling energy when I'm on camera here. It gets reported to me from all over the world. People feel that, see that, and are able to move forward sometimes as a result of that, because it creates shifts within them. The catalyst is part of my role. So I have to be very mindful that I don't get too tired in my physical body. I have to be very careful of that. But like I say, I could be on here 24/7, and spirit can be quite naughty in that they will. You have to sort of say to them sometimes, no, wait, wait. I'm a physical human being as well. Need to do this, keep it in balance. But also tied up with this, I am hugely to do with the rose energy. Now again, this is going to make me laugh, because I've been talking about the rose energy, and I'm linked to the rose, and I've known in every fibre of being that I've been linked with that all my life really, but I've really become aware of it the last few years. My nan actually, who was very well known in her field of healing and mediumship all over the world, she was, her name actually is Rose, but it's not that, it's all linked in with Christ consciousness and the role I perform here, if you like, and she performed here, and my mother performs here, and the whole lineage that goes back here is linked in with the Christ consciousness side of things. What you would call Jeshua, Jesus, the Mary Magdalene side of things. I rarely talk about it because it opens, you know, what I'm sharing here up to the religious dogma and people's belief on that, and that is not where I come from. I'm coming from not tied into the belief systems here, but that's connected in with this because the rose codes, and that's something that's been coming to my head a lot lately. And I think I just said on camera this week that this is the you know, code, the words codes keep coming into my head, is all to do with this. Look, there are a number of entry points to your own divinity. Some it's through a twin flame template, a very small percentage. Others it's from some other kind of ascensionary awakening, life-changing thing, near-death thing. There are a number of different entry points that people have this wake-up take place, and there are a number of ways to reach your own divinity and have this awareness. I was well along that road anyway. What really hugely shifted mine was the twin flame template side of thing, which I had no preconceived ideas about. Not consciously or logically, obviously it was all planned by my soul. What I can say is the rose energy is tied in with some of this and is another kind of entry point really, but not the only entry point, because it doesn't resonate with me that that's the only entry point. There are a number of ways to reach your own divinity. So there might be, for somebody else, they might link into what we would term a more star being energy, you know. And there are different ways of getting there, and there's no right or wrong way, but they all roads lead, excuse me, all roads lead to that certain point. It's funny, it's very unusual for me on camera again to have interference with my voice box. When I'm channeling, my voice box changes significantly. My voice it becomes unrecognizable when I'm actually doing that. So again, it's evidence for me that excuse me, a lot of what I'm saying here I am channeling. It may look like I'm just sitting here talking normally, but it's coming through in that way. And is affecting my voice box. So for me, the rose codes is one of the ways. So certain things will resonate with you. There's no wrong or right here. These are all entry points, and there's a multiple of entry points. And it's funny because when I'm hesitating all the time, because what I'm getting is there are, and I don't know if this is correct because it's not coming from my mind, it's coming through me, but what I'm getting here is it's 12 different entry points, 12 different ways of getting to your own, linking in with this divinity via these particular codes, if you like. See, I don't, I have to talk about what I am experiencing, like I say, firsthand, because I could swat up and study up on all sorts of things, you know, astrological events, different concepts, and I could just speak at you and repeat that off pat, but it wouldn't be real, and it wouldn't be what I'm experiencing, and it would not be coming from my knowing. So I can't do that. And there are thousands of other people out there that can do that, that are linked in with the astrology side of it. who do know their stuff and are very, very genuine within that. And so we just have to be who we truly are, and we have to share it the way we are, getting it and understanding it and realizing it and embodying it. So, you know, these are, again, very exciting times, because we're on this very, very fast countdown now as things are increasing, and we are hitting these realizations all about our multidimensionality, all about everything being in the moment. But we won't have this just as a concept. We will fully be able to start embodying that, and certainly the children that follow on beyond us will be totally wired differently. I mean, that's another thing I'm probably going to bring a video out on, about the chakra system, because there is information, you know, coming to me, realizations coming to me all the time on the chakra system being far more different to what we originally thought it was, you know, far more chakras involved, and lots of changes happening there. Like I say, I'm having to rein myself in a bit here, because otherwise I'd be on camera all the time, and it does take a certain amount from me to do that. I also should say, you know, part of my sharing so far has been to put myself out here on camera, and I think that's been, I had to be dragged kicking and screaming originally to get on camera by Kai Thomas, a photographer and filmmaker, over a year ago now. I was very reluctant to go on camera. I'd done radio for many years, but I was very reluctant to put myself in front of a camera. It just seems that that is part of my, something I enjoy, but it's part of my mission, if you like. For the time being, it might not always be, that people need to see that normality. And I think one of my skills is putting very, very complex, almost paranormal spirituality things into very, very down-to-earth terms. And that's obviously a role that I have chosen, and I'm happy to perform at the moment. Whether that will change or not, I don't know, but I'm in the now, and this is what it is at the moment. And so you know, what the point I'm making here is, in some ways it would be easier for me to hide behind Getty cards, and you would just, you know, hear me speaking. I don't think it's going to go that way for me, because I think people at the moment need to see that normality and it, bringing it into that reality. I think that's my role. Otherwise, for me, I'm elevating it outside our human experience again, and I don't think that's the way to go. So I hope I haven't been waffling too much. This is why everything's speeding up till we hit 0 point, or 0.0, the countdown to 0, when we are going to have the awareness to fully embody our multidimensional being, all of our timelines, what we think of as past, future, whatever, all coming together, rushing together. There are going to be various entry points, and there have been for some time, to our divinity. For me, the rose code is significant. That kind of energy, the Christ consciousness energy, is significant. For others, it won't be that entry point. There seems to be, consistently being given, while I'm on camera, 12 potential entry points, different ways people will tap in, be able to do this. You don't have to worry about it, it's happening naturally. And that is what it's all about, you know. This is and don't be surprised, you know, if you are feeling very, 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 very tired at this time. Certainly I am feeling exhausted, because, you know, we are running very high levels of energy through us at the moment. And if our system has got some kinks in it, and it hasn't, you know, is not totally aligned, or if there's other things going on in the body, in the energy field, and we haven't been fully rewired, if you like, to run this kind of energy through us, you know, we're going to know about it. So be kind to yourself, you know. If you're tired, you know, try and take some time out, and it's all about rebalancing, and there's a heck of a lot going on, but it is very exciting. It's very exciting because it's literally changing by the day, it's changing by the moment. It's changing in the now, you know, in the present moment, and that's what it's all about. I will love you and leave you. I don't think I'm going to come on camera and do the next 5. I think people are going to get sick of me. I mean, I'm just going to put them out, and then people will, maybe they'll watch them when they feel like when it's right for them to watch them. I'm sure people don't want me to just keep bringing out one after another. I think I've brought out 4 or 5 in a week, which is just unheard of for me. Usually I have months and months break from it. There is another one that I might bring out quite quickly that's been pressing for a while, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, lots of love to you. Take care, and I will love you and leave you guys. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.